సరే, we will begin now. 11 o'clock 15 minutes అయింది కదా, ఆల్రెడీ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో క్వశ్చన్స్ జనరల్గా ఈ ఫస్ట్లో ఉన్న క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగకపోవచ్చు, కానీ మనం బేసిక్ లెవెల్ నుంచి నేను క్వశ్చన్స్ ప్రిపేర్ చేశాను. ప్రతి టాపిక్ మీద దెర్ ఈస్ అ పాసిబిలిటీ దట్ యూ విల్ గెట్ 10 to 15 క్వశ్చన్స్ లాగా ఉండొచ్చు. ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినప్పుడు ఆన్సర్ ఎలా చెప్పాలి మీరు? సపోజ్ దే ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు ఆస్క్ యూ వాట్ ఈస్ బీపీఎం అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అని సింపుల్గా అడిగారు అనుకో, ఏం చెప్తాం మనం? ట్రై చేయండి. మీరు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో కనుక మిమ్మల్ని అడిగితే ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఎలా చెప్పగలరో ట్రై చేసి ఇప్పుడు చెప్పడానికి ట్రై చేయొచ్చు. మీరు ఎవరన్నా ఒకళ్ళు ఆన్లైన్లో ట్రై చేయొచ్చు. వాట్ ఈస్ బీపీఎం అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అని అడిగారు అనుకోండి, ఏం చెప్తారు?
BPM is a business process model management which is used to create a business applications by considering the business rules, coordinating with the business rules. It is having the BPM architecture where it is having the 4 components: process, business rule engine, and
ఓకే, సో దట్స్ వాట్ యూ నీడ్ టు రెస్పాండ్. సో జనరల్గా నా పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ ఏంటంటే, చాలా మంది బీపీఎం ఓకే, ఇది ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లా తీసుకోండి, ఎగ్జాక్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ కాకుండా వాట్ ఈస్ బీపీఎం అండ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అడిగితే బీపీఎం ఈజ్ బిజినెస్ ప్రాసెస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్, దిస్ ఈజ్ అన్ అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, ఇలా చెప్పి వదిలేస్తారు. కానీ మీకు ఏ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగినా కూడా చాలా డీటెయిల్డ్గా చెప్పడం నేర్చుకోండి. దానికి సంబంధించి ఎన్ని పాయింట్స్ ఉంటే అన్ని పాయింట్స్ని మీరు చెప్పగలగాలి ఆ టాపిక్కి సంబంధించి. సో BPM stands for Business Process Management. It is a platform used to develop business process management applications where we can design the transaction model like a flow chart. BPM architecture has mainly 4 components: business rules database, business rules engine, and flow. Business rules are stored into business rules database. Business rules engine is going to drive the business rules from business rules database to BPM environment to achieve the required goals. సో అట్లా మీరు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అనేది డీటెయిల్డ్గా, ఎంత డీటెయిల్డ్గా పాసిబుల్ అయితే అంత డీటెయిల్డ్గా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇవ్వడానికి మీరు ట్రై చేయాలి. అర్థమైందా? క్లియరా ఎవ్రీవన్? ఆన్లైన్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి అర్థమైందా? దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ పెగా పిఆర్పిసి, వై ఇట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ BPM tool? సో Pega PRPC stands for Pega Rules Process Commander. So it is an application development environment developed by Pega Systems, where this is called as BPM tool because it has been built based on the BPM architecture model. So as it is built based on BPM architecture model, it has the 4 main components that we have in BPM. So in BPM, we have process, business rules database, business rules engine. The similar things that are available in Pega are process, Pega rules, rule base, process commander. Process commander interacts with rule base and drives the rules from rule base to PRPC environment to complete the task. అట్లా చెప్పాలి డీటెయిల్డ్గా. ఒక క్వశ్చన్కి ఆన్సర్ మీరు ఎలా చెప్పాలంటే యాజ్ మచ్ యాజ్ డీటెయిల్డ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్ అన్నట్టుగా ఉండాలి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ బిజినెస్ రూల్? బిజినెస్ రూల్ ఇన్ జనరల్ can be a statement, can be something which will impact the processing of the system. The system will be controlled by business rules. Business rules controls the BPM system. Okay, ఎలా బిహేవ్ చేయాలి BPM సిస్టమ్ అనేది కంట్రోల్ చేసేది ఎవరు? బిజినెస్ రూల్స్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ రూల్ బేస్ అన్నాం అనుకోండి, రూల్ బేస్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ వేర్ ద రూల్స్ గెట్ స్టోర్డ్. సో మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్లో రూల్ బేస్ కింద ఏ డేటాబేస్ వాడారని మిమ్మల్ని అడిగారు అనుకోండి క్వశ్చన్, రియల్ టైంలో ఎక్కువగా వాడే డేటాబేస్ DB2. ఏది వాడతారు? IBM ప్రోడక్ట్ అనమాట. డేటాబేస్కి ఆరకిల్ ఉంది, DB2 ఉంది, MySQL ఉంది, పోస్ట్గ్రెస్, ఇలా చాలా ఉన్నాయి కదా. మనకి ఇక్కడ హోమ్ వర్షన్లో ఏం వాడుతున్నాం మనం? వాడు పోస్ట్గ్రెస్ ఇచ్చాడు కాబట్టి పోస్ట్గ్రెస్ వాడేస్తున్నాం. మనం హోమ్ వర్షన్లో ఏం వాడుతున్నాం? PG పోస్ట్గ్రెస్ SQL సర్వర్ వాడుతున్నాం మనం. అదే మీకు రియల్ టైంలో అయితే మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద కంపెనీస్ విల్ యూజ్ DB2. IBM తోనే ఫస్ట్ నుంచి వీళ్ళ కొలాబరేషన్ ఉంది కాబట్టి DB2. కొన్ని చోట్ల ఆరకిల్ వాడచ్చు, పోస్ట్గ్రెస్ తక్కువ వాడేది. కానీ మీకు ఇక్కడ నేర్చుకునేటప్పుడు PG అడ్మిన్లో నేర్చుకొని అక్కడ DB2 ఉంటే డిఫరెన్స్ ఏమి ఉండదు. మీకు పెగా నేర్చుకునేటప్పుడు మీకు డేటాబేస్లో ఉండే టేబుల్ పేర్లు, కొన్ని కాలమ్స్ నేమ్సే తెలియాలి. అవి ఎక్కడా మారవు అనమాట. సర్వర్ మారినంత మాత్రం టేబుల్ నేమ్స్, కాలమ్ నేమ్స్ మారవు. ఓకే, కాబట్టి ఏ డేటాబేస్ అనేది మనకి పెద్ద వరీ ఉండదు. So next, what is process commander? Process commander is a core engine of PRPC system, which is going to interact with the rule base drives Pega rules from rule base to the application to complete the tasks. అర్థమైందా? Clear everyone? So without process commander there is no meaning of Pega. అసలు ప్రాసెస్ కమాండర్ లేదు, ఇంజనే లేదనుకోండి, కార్ పనిచేయదు కదా, అట్లా అనమాట. ఓకే, దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ప్రాసెస్ ఆర్ ఫ్లో? ఇది చెప్పడానికి ట్రై చేయండి ఎవరన్నా. ఇప్పుడు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగారు అనుకోండి మిమ్మల్ని, వాట్ ఈజ్ ఎ ప్రాసెస్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఈజ్ ఎ ఫ్లో, రెండు ఒకటే మీనింగ్ అని అడిగితే ఏం చెప్తారు చెప్పండి. ఒకళ్ళు ఎవరైనా లౌడ్గా చెప్పండి, చిన్న చిన్నగా కాదు. మీరు చెప్పేటప్పుడు కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ కూడా ఉండాలి మీలో. కాన్ఫిడెంట్గా లౌడ్ ఇనఫ్గా మాట్లాడాలి ఇంటర్వ్యూస్లో, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి.
A process is a task which is completed by accepting or rejection.
No, process is not task. Task is part of the process. ఓకేనా? ప్రాసెస్ అంటే వేరు, చెప్పండి.
Process
Accept,
is
reject,
the
okay.
rules which is like with the business requirement, and the process flow implements the business requirement as per the rules.
కాదు. నెక్స్ట్.
Process is the transaction model to develop an application.
Perfect. Process is a transaction model that you design. అంటే ఒక ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేసేదే ప్రాసెస్ ఆర్ ఫ్లో. Process or flow represents a transaction model from starting to the ending. The transaction can be accepted, transaction can be rejected. ఏదైనా జరగచ్చు. ఆ పాయింట్ యాడ్ చేయకపోయినా పర్వాలా. మెయిన్ థింగ్ ఈస్ ప్రాసెస్ ఆర్ ఫ్లో ఈజ్ యూజ్ టు డిజైన్ ద ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ మోడల్. మన ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ మోడల్ స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ ఎలా ఉండాలి అని డిజైన్ చేసేది ఏంటిది? ప్రాసెస్. ప్రాసెస్ కంటైన్స్ మల్టిపుల్ స్టెప్స్. స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి ఎండింగ్ వరకు ఒక ఫ్లో చార్ట్ లాగా చాలా స్టెప్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకేనా? నెక్స్ట్, వాట్ ఆర్ ద 4 కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ పిఆర్పిసి ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్? కవర్ అయిపోయింది మీకు ఆల్రెడీ. సో నెక్స్ట్, వాట్ ఈజ్ ఆటోమేషన్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ అని అడుగుతున్నాను నేను. ఆటోమేషన్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ అంటే ఏంటి? వాట్ ఈజ్ ఆటోమేషన్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్? ఇది కూడా చెప్పాను నేను మీకు డెమో చెప్పేటప్పుడు. ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమి ఇంటర్వ్యూలో అడగపోవచ్చు మిమ్మల్ని, బట్ స్టిల్ యూ నీడ్ దిస్ బికాస్ పెగాలో ఇవన్నీ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసి ఉంచాడు. ఆటోమేషన్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలిస్తేనే అది కాన్సెప్చువల్ గా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసినప్పుడు మీకు క్లిక్ అయింది ప్రాపర్ గా. ఆటోమేషన్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్ అంటే ఏంటి చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా. Anyone tell me?
Reusability task.
Inbuilt.
If we want to work without manual interaction,
So the task can be performed without any manual intervention. దానికోసం ఏం వాడతామని చెప్పాను? For this we are going to use what?
OOTB.
job scheduler.
Using
Schedulers. We'll be using what?
Schedulers.
Schedulers. So for automation of work we will be using schedulers. చెప్పా మీకు డెమో చెప్పినప్పుడు. డెమో మిస్ అయి ఉంటే మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చూసుకోండి. సో వాట్ ఈజ్ ఆటోమేషన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్? మళ్ళీ ఆటోమేషన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అంటే ఏంటి? సో వైల్ యు ఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ సంథింగ్ ఇన్ Pega, there is no need to write any coding. The programs will be internally generated automatically. We don't even have to bother about what is generated. ఓకేనా? నెక్స్ట్ అప్లికేషన్ దగ్గరికి వద్దాం. వాట్ ఆర్ ద క్వశ్చన్స్? వాట్ ఈజ్ అన్ అప్లికేషన్? సింపుల్ గా అడిగారు అనుకోండి మిమ్మల్ని, ఫ్రెషర్ అనుకోండి. సో ఏం చెప్తారు అప్లికేషన్ అంటే?
an application is a digital product.
So an application is a software application is a digital product which is used to
Some
perform the
technologies.
tasks easily. మీరు ఈజీగా కొన్ని టాస్క్స్ ని వర్క్స్ ని కంప్లీట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, అప్లికేషన్ కంటైన్స్ ఫంక్షనల్ కాంపోనెంట్స్. అప్లికేషన్ కంటైన్స్, అలా మీరు డీటెయిల్డ్ గా చెప్పగలగాలి ఏ క్వశ్చన్ గురించి అయినా. అంటే మీ ప్రిపరేషన్ డే 1 నుంచే ఇలా డీటెయిల్డ్ గా తెలుసుకొని ఇలా డీటెయిల్డ్ గా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసేలా ఉంటేనే మీరు ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ లో ప్రాపర్ గా ఆన్సర్స్ ఇవ్వగలుగుతారు, ప్రాపర్ గా ఐ మీన్ లైక్ గుడ్ ఇంప్రెషన్ తెచ్చుకొని క్రాక్ చేయగలుగుతారు. మీరు ఏముంది ఆయన ఇప్పుడు వదిలేశారనుకోండి, అక్కడ మీరు ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ లో కూర్చొని చెప్పాలంటే ఒకేసారి రాదు. సో కాబట్టి మీరు డైలీ ప్రిపరేషన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకేనా? సో వాట్ ఈస్ Pega ప్రొవైడెడ్ OOTB అప్లికేషన్ అండ్ వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ కంటైన్స్? Pega ప్రొవైడెడ్ OOTB అప్లికేషన్ పేరు Pega ప్లాట్ఫామ్. ఇట్ కంటైన్స్ OOTB రూల్స్. స్పెసిఫిక్ గా మీకు ఏమేమి OOTB రూల్స్ మీద వర్క్ చేశారని అడిగారు అనుకోండి, ఆ క్వశ్చన్ కి మీరు ఆన్సర్ ఎప్పుడు చెప్పగలుగుతారంటే మీరు Pega మొత్తం నేర్చుకున్నాక చెప్పగలుగుతారు. నేర్చుకునే జర్నీలో ఎన్ని OOTB రూల్స్ మీరు కమ్ అక్రాస్ అయ్యారో వాటి నేమ్స్ మీకు గుర్తుండుంటే చెప్పగలుగుతారు. అర్థమైందా? సో నౌ హౌ టు క్రియేట్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అప్లికేషన్ ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ Pega ప్లాట్ఫామ్. ఇప్పుడు దీనికి ఎలా ఆన్సర్ చెప్తారు ఎవరన్నా ఒకళ్ళు చెప్పండి. ఎనీవన్? హౌ టు క్రియేట్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అప్లికేషన్ ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ Pega ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అని మిమ్మల్ని క్వశ్చన్ అడిగారు. ఇవన్నీ బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్నమాట. ఏం చెప్తారు చెప్పండి ఇప్పుడు?
From the header bar, we can click on new application where we can select the build from scratch.
Okay.
Here they have two options. One is framework and one is implementation. Then we select a framework and we can create the framework application from the on top of a Pega platform.
Okay. Now, what are the parameters that you come across during this creation process?
We need to provide the division and unit and organization name.
Application name is the
Application name. That's the main parameter. No?
Yeah.
What else?
application ID. Organization name and the framework structure
If you
selection.
want to be perfect during your answer, if you want to be considered as perfect by the interviewer while you're answering, you need to tell everything. Okay. New application can be created using Pega platform's wizard called as new application. Wizard pair code enti new application ane wizard. We need to log in by using administrator credentials, administrator@pega.com, password install. After login, click on application menu, choose new application. It opens new application wizard. There you can choose build from scratch, means you are trying to create your application on top of Pega platform. After clicking on this, it is going to prompt you for application name. Then give some unique name to the application. Click on advanced configuration. It opens a pop-up window where it shows default option of implementation for application structure. Framework option also will be available. As we want to create framework option, choose framework option. There we can observe that application ID is generated and some random organization name will be generated. Remove it and give a meaningful organization name by yourself while you are creating framework application, and it will show the organization division units. If you want to change, we can change, and below that it will show the class names. You don't know class names, we can change those things as well if you want to change. And after these advanced settings are done, we can save that and proceed further to create application. Once application is created, to display a message application is created and give the operator ID for your application in the email ID format. So we'll enter some operator ID with email ID format with author's access role and then submit. Once we submit that, once we add that, password will be generated. We can log in by using these credentials into our application. At the time of login, it is going to prompt to change the password, and you can change the password and get into your application. Then your application App Studio will be loaded. Defaultly, App Studio is going to get loaded. So this is what you have covered everything. If you want to explain like this, if you want to answer like this in the interview, what you need is you need to remember each and every navigation. Okay, each and every pop-up screen, whatever coming, what options are available. So that's what Pega means, mostly the navigation points exactly. Many questions answers are the navigation only. What options available, what dots, what checkboxes, radio buttons, all this you need to remember. How do you remember all these things then?
Through practice.
Never try to by heart it. You will remember only by practicing multiple times. Yesterday you would have created application, 1 or 2 applications you would have created. After 1 week again you can practice creating application. After 1 more week you can again start creating new application. Multiple times when you practice, you will automatically remember that navigations, that options, whatever is available. Understand? Clear everyone? So clear everyone? This session main motive is to make you understand or realize about how to answer the interview. So from day one itself, you need to start your preparation in this way. In this perception, you have to look at the application. Okay. So next, what are different types of applications? They ask you this question. What do you answer now?
We have 2 applications, framework application and implementation application. And in framework application, it contains a specific, commonly functional components only within the, in different parts. But if it is the implementation, we have a specific functional components. Those we can use in implemented application itself only.
Okay. Any examples you want to add? Okay. So as much as detailed as possible. It's not that you simply say framework application and implementation application and leave it. Like she has explained now, right? The same way you need to explain. We have 2 types of application, framework and implementation. Framework application we will create on top of Pega platform. The reusable functionalities of our entire business we would be creating in framework application context. And On top of the framework application, we would be adding implementation application. That implementation one or more implementations we can add, and the implementation application contains the specific functionalities that are related to that particular implementation. So as an example, if you take insurance as a business, otherwise banking as a business, okay, bank is a framework. On top of it, loan can be implementation, insurance can be another implementation. So customer details form is a common feature for loan and insurance. So we can create that in the bank application of framework. And loan related information we can collect and create it in the loan related application itself, because it is very specific. Insurance related information collection form we have to create in the implementation application of insurance, because it is very specific to insurance. Understand? Like that, with an example, if you explain, it will be nice. Clear, everyone? Next, what type of functional components will the framework application contains? Already you have answered it. Reusable functional components that can be accessed across the implementations. What type of functional components will the implementation application contains, specific to that particular implementation application? So can implementation application access the functional components of framework application? This is like yes or no question.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Implementation can access the components of framework application. Okay. Can framework application access the functional components of implementation application? What do you say?
No.
No, not possible. Okay. It is not possible as per the technology. Now, can an implementation application access the functional components of another implementation application?
Yes.
No.
Not possible.
No.
Why it is not possible? Because these are siblings. These are siblings. Okay, side by side these applications will be. They may ask you, can I create an implementation application on top of another implementation application? You cannot. So while creating an application, Pega is not showing implementations in the first screen. It is showing only frameworks. After creation, there will be a connectivity point. You can choose an implementation on top of another implementation practically, but that is really not correct. That's the wrong way of doing. Okay, you should say I cannot by wizards. Manually you can change the connections, but the thing is that even though you manually change it, that's not the right way to design the architecture of your business. Your business architecture will fail. Okay. Now, what are the workspaces? What are workspaces in Pega? What are the workspaces in Pega? So the Pega has workspaces of App Studio, Dev Studio, Admin Studio, and Prediction Studio. Workspaces means the studios are the environment, the portals. You call them as portals technically. I am about to teach that today. Okay. So the studios are something wherein which you log in and implement something as a developer. Implementation is possible in these studios: App Studio, Dev Studio, Admin Studio, and Prediction Studio. Admin Studio is for implementing something related to administration tasks. We can see that later. So coming to next set of interview questions. So what are different types of, oh, I think this is what you have told, no? Okay. This is okay. Advantage of, okay. So first question anyhow you have. What are the advantages of framework and implementation application architecture? So advantages, what are the advantages? The advantages of having the framework and implementation application architecture is are reusability, easy to extend, cost effective,
and
time saving,
financial
framework can be resold. Framework can be resold to someone.
Easy to extend in future.
Yes. So from this topic onwards, I did not tell you, I think. What is class? We did not discuss. Types of classes, inheritance concept and all we are about to discuss. So far, my intention is not to teach you give you the answers of these questions. What was my intention? Any one of you tell me, what was my intention behind taking this particular session on interview questions? Every day I will not take for all the questions. Yes, please.
How to answer and
yes.
How
What is the best
confident we
way
can
that you can
go.
answer in interview? So till what extent you need to give your answer, how detailed you have to come out. Okay. So that's what my intention. So you need to remember that navigations, every option and all, that's how you need to make an observation of Pega PRPC tool while you are learning. It's not difficult at all. As you start visiting the same screen again, same navigations again, you will automatically remember. You don't have to give any instructions to your brain to remember it. Okay, automatically it remembers when you practice multiple times in the same path. Okay, so let's start our session, today's session now, the regular one. Okay, clear, makes sense everyone? Here you go now. So Pega interview point of view is covered. Okay, you got idea, right? In the interviews now, what interviews, like mock interviews onwards, you should start this way of explanation. Okay, okay. Next, yesterday we are done with practical of creating application. Workspaces in Pega. What is that? Workspaces in Pega. I am not going to tell you in detail about these things, but I am going to give you a brief idea. App Studio. So first I will tell you about Dev Studio. That's a traditional one, no? App Studio. Then third one is Admin Studio. And fourth one is Prediction Studio. Prediction Studio. So Prediction Studio is not for Pega development. It is for decisioning. It is for decisioning purpose, not as a Pega developer. Core Pega developer will not use that at all. Okay, now here you go. After, okay, let's log into our application. Yesterday we have created one application, right? What was the name of our application? LIC, right? So dev IMPL. I'm going to log into implementation at @lic.com. I'm sorry. Password rules. I have logged in to show you the studios. This is a basic question for fresher. The studios is a fresher question. Okay. Here you see, once you log into PRPC environment, you are getting a studio called App Studio loaded. These are also called as portals. What do you call it? Portal. So if you click on this App Studio menu, you see Dev Studio, Prediction Studio. Admin Studio you're not seeing. Because Admin Studio is not added in the access group, you don't bother about the navigations that I am doing. You only focus on what is what as of now. So to give you a better understanding, I'm going to bring the Admin Studio also into picture. So while you are practicing, you really don't have to bring it. Okay, no need to worry. Just try to gain the knowledge or idea or information about Admin Studio as of now, not in detail. Okay, just to give you and show you that. So just I will log off and log in back now. From this moment onwards, you can also see Admin Studio. But you guys don't need to add it as I have added. As of now, that's not required. Okay, devimpl@lic.com, password rules. Okay, here you go now. So now by default, when you log in, you are getting App Studio. So I'll switch to Dev Studio and I'll explain you about Dev Studio, not about the navigation components. What is Dev Studio? I'm going to explain you now. See here, this is Dev Studio. I have switched from App Studio to Dev Studio. Dev, what is the meaning of Dev? Dev means development. Dev means development. So development can be done. Development can be done by using one studio provided in Pega called Dev Studio. See, there was no App Studio before Pega 8 version. There was no App Studio because before Pega 8 version. App Studio was introduced from 8 version. 7, 6, 5, these versions we don't have App Studio, only Dev Studio. Today also, 90% of the developers are using Dev Studio only. See, what does Pega says today is, Dev Studio is for development as well as App Studio is also for development. App Studio is also for development. I'll show you the name of the App Studio here. So the name of the App Studio you can see here. Dev Studio here you see developer, right? App Studio name it says Express. What do you mean by Express here? In the point of view of development, what do you mean by Express?
Faster development.
Faster pace of development. So quick development, shortcut way of development. You don't have to look into in-depth of a rule. So shortcut way of development. So express development you want to do, go for App Studio. And in-depth you want to design the configuration level, then you go for Dev Studio. You cannot use App Studio to develop so many rules in Pega. So using an App Studio, we can develop, you can create application possible. Application creation is possible using App Studio. And you can create some rules like high level transaction model you can design. Okay, that can be designed. Transaction model can be designed using App Studio. And you can design the screens. You can design the screens. There are certain rules for implementing business logic. Example, I will tell you. Activity rule is there. You cannot create activity rule by using App Studio. Okay. Declarative rules you cannot create by using App Studio. Okay. And you cannot create web services by using App Studio. You cannot create job schedulers queue process. You do not know all these technical terms, but still something is there which we cannot create by using App Studio for your mind as of now, right? So Dev Studio is 100%. You can do all the 100% of development using Dev Studio means you can do only 30% of development using App Studio. For remaining things, you need to depend on Dev Studio only. But Pega's intention is in future, down the line by next 5 years, people should start using App Studio only. You know why? App Studio is going to conceal the development logic fully. So conceal means what? Conceal means what? Do not disclose. Do not disclose. It is not going to disclose the way of development in Pega. Even the citizens here means not common people, business people. So developer, business person can be considered as citizen, right? So the citizens development can be done by using App Studio. Citizens can develop by using the App Studio. You know what? You are a developer. You will get requirements in real time. Who will give you requirements? Business analyst. There is a person whose role in your project is business analyst, who will draft the requirements and give you. Business analyst generally cannot do the development, but using App Studio, business analyst also can do the development up to some extent. Up to some extent, not fully. So what Pega system says today is CSA, CSSA, junior level, senior level developers, App Studio. Lead level, architect level, you start using, you can use Dev Studio. Architecture level tasks you do by using Dev Studio. High level tasks you do by using App Studio. Understand everyone clear? Online students, are you clear with this point?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Then what is Admin Studio? See, App Studio, you can create application. Dev Studio, you can create new application. By clicking on new application and go to App Studio. In the App Studio also, you can create a new application. So come back to Dev Studio by switching here. You can create a table. You can create a table. Okay, here you go. You create a new table. Data type means table by using Dev Studio. Same thing you can also do by using App Studio. Go to App Studio and here also you'll find something called data and you can create a table here also by using app. So something which can be done in Dev can also be done in app, but not everything. But not everything. Okay, I'm not going to explain you what are these things unless you have some knowledge about Pega. Okay, now Admin Studio. Administration. You know about the word administration? What is the meaning of administration? Tell me. Administration related tasks. What do you mean by administration related tasks?
Important
managing server
something.
and managing some jobs on the server, some listeners on the server,
It's
something server level management. Server means entire application level, right? Entire application level, you want to manage something. Those are all called administration tasks, right? That administration tasks can be done by using Admin Studio. Who will access these? Developers only. In Pega, a developer is everything. In Pega, developer is developer. Pega developer is admin, administration task. Pega developer is a reporting person. Reporting, you know. So MSBI, like that reporting tools that developer can do work on reporting. Developer is version version controller. Everything. In Pega, developer is everything, end-to-end development. Okay. So administration related tasks can be done by using Dev Studio, can be done by using Admin Studio. In the Admin Studio is for managing the system. In the past versions of Pega, before Pega 7, precisely before Pega 7.2. Before Pega 7.2, the name of Admin Studio was SMA. What was the name of Admin Studio long back? SMA stands for System Management Application. System management. Does it make sense? Managing the system. Managing the system. System level management tasks you can do by using SMA. That was the older name, traditional name. What is the latest name? Admin Studio. So in interviews, suppose if your interviewer is like the very old guy, like 14, 15 years, 20 years experience, he still has that sense of SMA and all in his mind. Okay, sometimes they will ask you, what is SMA? Explain. Okay, now you need to understand interviewer might be working in 7 version. Okay, interviewer might be having knowledge about very old versions of Pega. Like that you can understand. Okay, clear everyone? Online students, are you clear about the workspaces in Pega? Just for your information, that's it. Okay,
Yes.
now
Yes, sir.
before we proceed to look at further development or technical aspects about Pega, we are going to discuss about this point called server environments and roles in real time. Okay, the roles and job roles. What roles means? Job roles. Job roles and server environments, or servers, you can say server environments in real time. Whatever the topic I am going to explain you now here, this is very generic, means universal. What is this? Universal means what?
Same in everywhere.
Everywhere means where?
Common across the world.
So it is not only related to
For
Pega
all.
point of view, Java, Python, .NET, any programming language or any application development, coding, non-coding, anything, Salesforce, whatever it is. This concept is very generic. Okay. So in real time, if you are going to join a project, what will be your role? What do you think? Tell me. What do you think? If you are going to get into Pega project today, so what will be your role? What will be the designation that will be given to you?
Pega developer.
Pega developer.
Developer.
But in
As a
companies, there
developer.
is no role like Pega developer. There will be a role like
System architect.
System
analyst, what is
System
that?
architect.
Software engineer, senior software engineer, consultant. That roles will never change. Okay, that is very common across the company. You will be called as Pega developer in your project, but in your offer letter and all, you will not get any Pega developer role unless it is like a client like a JPMC and all. Okay, so JPMC, they will specifically give Pega developer role. Okay, they will not give your company role there. Okay, but all companies will give, suppose Cognizant, consultant, senior consultant, like that. Okay, suppose TCS, analyst, senior analyst, like that. So another company, software engineer, senior software engineer, okay, tech lead, like that. Okay, so now job roles will be, you are going to be a developer. Let's take that as a developer. Okay, in general. So what does a developer will do? A developer is going to, he is responsible for analyzing the requirement. Okay, analyze the requirements. What else he will do? Requirements, comma, development, comma, unit testing. These are the three tasks you will do, apart from all other different tasks. Only requirement point of view. You will get the requirement, analyze the requirement, do the development, do the unit testing, hand over it to someone else for testing and review. Now, this is a second point we will take. The first role is, who will give you development requirements? You are working on requirements, right? Who will give you? Business analyst. Business analyst. So he is the person who is intermediate person between you and business. So intermediate, otherwise I can say mediator. Mediator between business owners and developers. Who will draft? BA shortcut. BA drafts the business requirements and assigns to development teams. Who will assign you requirements in real time is your team lead only. On what requirement you have to work on will be finally decided by your team lead. But business analyst will tell you, like, these are the 10 requirements that your team has to work on. Which requirement to be forwarded to which resource will be decided by your team lead or tech lead. Remember that. Team lead roles I am not writing here. Okay. Next, third one, tester or quality analyst. What is the third one? Tester or quality analyst. QA. Quality analyst. What does these people will do?
The developed application can be tested by the testers.
Yeah, they are going to check for the quality of the application. Quality of the application in the sense of, in what sense they will verify?
Functional.
Functionality.
Functional testing.
One is functionality.
Performance.
What are the other things?
Performance.
Performance load. What else can be tested?
Scalability.
What is that? Compatibility, etc. Many things they will test. They will test many things. Out of which, what is most important as a developer?
Functionality is
We
the
bother
very
about
important.
functionality first thing. Later, performance will come into picture. Load is not related to us, admins. Server management and all admin related testing. And compatibility is also not so related to developer as of now. Okay, because it is a tool, it's not related. If it is Java, Python, all that, then developer related only, compatibility also. So tester or quality analyst. What is the fourth role? Generally, tester is over, no? What is the next other roles we have? Manager is okay. Manager is okay. But what else the role?
Ticket resolves.
Production support engineer, okay. DevOps engineer. What is that? DevOps engineer, or you also call as release management team. Release management team. See, these people, you will come to know about these people's responsibilities soon, just in a minute. These are going to work on server management, including installations, including what? Installation word, I can say deployments. Technical word is what? Deployments. I will tell you in detail. Next, production support engineer. Production support engineer. In interviews, they will ask you, have you ever worked on production support tasks? Actually, a developer will not work on production support tasks. Production support is separate role. In Pega, having production support role is pretty less. All are developers only, mostly. You all are going to be 99% developers only. Production support engineer is responsible for what? Responsible for
Resolving production tickets.
analyzing, finding the root cause of issues or errors errors that happens in live business application. Live business application. Can any one of you tell me what do you mean by live business application?
Real
Live
environment.
business application means
Production
simply
environment.
you go to, don't use, I did not use technical terminology, production environment and all as of now, right? So because others cannot understand, this is live application. Live application is the one which will be accessed by the common people, users. Okay, end users. We are end users of Amazon. End users, that live application is the one on which business will happen. So while you are accessing something here, you got some issue, some screen properly not loading, or maybe some error you got, you will report it to customer care. Customer care people will use a tool called ServiceNow. They will raise one request, issue details, screenshots, everything. They will assign it to one support guy, correct? Suppose generally when you call internet service provider, customer care you will call. I'm not getting internet. Someone will receive call, that is called as customer care person. He will open one application. He will draft all the details of your issue. He will raise a request. He will give you a request ID. He will assign that to internal person. Someone who has technical knowledge about the issue. That person is said to be production support engineer. There it is internet issue. Here it is application issue. So in the live server, whatever the issues that you are getting, those are called production issues. Those are called production issues. Okay, now I will tell you the roles. Roles I have told you now. Server environments. Okay, now I will explain you about what are the server environments in detail. So look at here now. I have accessed Amazon application. If I am able to access Amazon application using my browser, means this application should have been developed and maintained in some server. No? Application should be available in a server, SR. No? If you create one application, you want to make it available in the internet. That means what you need to do, internet or intranet, to someone access it remotely. Then you are going to take your application code, whatever you have developed, and you install on one server. That's called deployment, correct? So the server which will be accessible to end users, common people for real business transaction processing, is called as production server, or you can also call it as live server. Live server. Live or production server. What is the meaning of this? This is where the application will, okay. This is the live application accessed by real business users to perform real-time business transactions. Real-time business transactions. Why I am teaching you all this? Because soon we are going to look at a topic which is related to these things. Okay, because and one more thing is we have only half an hour, right? So I want to give a fresh beginning to take 1 hour on the next topic of object-oriented programming concepts. Okay, that's why today I am taking this. So this is the fifth environment. Then what are the other environments? So now this is Amazon application running on a server. We cannot see that server, but we can access it by using URL, correct? Now, this application would have been developed by some people, no? Those are called developers. Are they going to log into the same server and do the development of application? No. For them, the URL will be amazondev.in. Amazondev.in. It will not be accessible to outside. It will be intranet. That is intranet. Amazondev.in, they will log in and they will create user interface. They'll implement business logic, all that. After development is done in Amazon Dev server, means it's another machine. You can consider 2 laptops are there. Laptop 1 is Amazon.in. Laptop 1 is Amazondev.in. Laptop 2 is Amazon.in. Amazon.in live, connected in the public network. Amazondev.in is intra-network. Okay. That means what?
For internal
it will be accessible
development
only
teams.
within the employees. So they log in here and they do the development. One machine you have implemented the code. You need to take it into another machine. After development is done, testing, everything good. Then it has to be moved from one machine to another machine. That's what, one server to another server. That will be done by release management or DevOps team. You understand now? Release management team or DevOps team, what they are going to do? The code developed, or here in case of Pega, rules implemented will be moved from one server to another server. So on what servers developers will log in and do the development of application is development server. You generally call it as dev server, development server, or you also call it as dev server. So developers are going to log into this server. This server. If you join a Pega project, you will be given access to one server for development. That's called dev server. Okay, server. Okay, they do create the rules and implement business requirements. Okay, next server. Third server is, I mean, like one I did not tell you. I'll tell you one. Number 2 is development. My development is done. After development is done, I am going to cross check whether everything is properly working fine or not. That's called unit testing. After unit testing is done, you need to hand over it to some other team. That is called QA. That is called QA team. So now look at here a diagram. Okay, I'll open one diagram to tell you, explaining this so that it will be much clear. Okay, server environments. I'm going to open one diagram. Server environments. Your class will be extended for 5 more minutes. Please stay connected. Do not log off. So now here you go. Server environments. So in server environments, this one you can see numbers. 5 boxes, 5 numbers. Right? So first I have given development server. Second one, testing. Third one, again testing. Fourth one, actual business happens. Production server. Here you can see top. Post-production server. So server names are development server, developers will log in. Next, what is the name of the server? QA. Third one is UAT. UAT stands for user acceptance. Like this. Once the development is done here, so the code, whatever you have implemented here, the rules, whatever you have created, will be moved to next server by admins, release management teams. That next server will be accessible to QA people. That is called second one after development, QA or testing server. QA or testing server. Who will have access to this server? QA resources will have access to this server, where they test the application. They test the correctness of application features. Understand clear, everyone? That is third server, QA. And what is the fourth one? UAT. So here UAT server, user acceptance testing. So who will log into this one? Again, here also QA people only, but here only high level testing, high level testing. Here, this is regression testing. Regression, what is meant by regression testing? Means not only the new features that are developed, old functionalities are also working fine or not, they will again verify. So new functionalities will be verified in the QA. New plus old already available functionalities also will be verified in the UAT. Means complete testing will be done in QA. Everything is fine, then it will be moved to production or live server. After production, there can be one optional server called post-production. Post-production is optional server, is optional, which is a copy of final product will be made available here, which can be used to replicate production issues. What do you mean by replicate? Replicate means duplication. In production, some issue is happening means because production copy is also available on some other server. On that server also issue should happen. Whether happening in post-production or not, they will verify. So before the development server, there can be more server. Any one of you tell me what is that server? Before development server. Before the development server, there can even be one more server. What is that? Perfect. Sandbox server. What do you mean by sandbox? What do you do with sand as a kid? You will play. You will do what? Kids are going to play in the sand. Correct? Sandbox server means you play with the server. Pega will be there. Play means for what reason you will play? Just for learning purpose, case study implementation purpose, research, R&D purpose, research and development, so for research purpose, case study purpose, learning purpose, in your real time, they may provide one server that is called as sandbox. The order is very, very important here. You should not say the way you want, the order you want. The order is always same. First server is sandbox. Next development, QA, UAT, production, post-production. That order should never be changed, because this order numbering is also very, very important while we are going to implement some requirements in the real world. Okay. So every one of you, are you clear with this? Many students who are already working in IT industry, you might be already aware of all these things, right? So tomorrow we are going to discuss about, so first one, okay. What are we going to discuss about? We are going to discuss about object-oriented concepts. Concept only, no coding, nothing. Conceptually. Encapsulation and class. Encapsulation and class. That is one topic. Second topic is inheritance. I'll explain you in detail. Might be you are thinking like I know all these things. No. There's a lot of depth you need to understand. On these topics only, further Pega development will be depending on. Inheritance, comma, types. These are universal, no? Types. It's types. It's types. Here, this is universal thing. This is universal thing. One more thing is types of classes. Types of classes. Okay. In this, you have abstract. Second one, concrete. These are all universal. Whatever I'm telling, these three are universal. So, though these are universal, again, these are also available in Pega. Now, coming to Pega, here, inheritance in Pega and its types. So, whatever you have learned universally here, the same concept will be seeing in the Pega PRPC environment also. And organization structure also I will tell you. Before I tell you this, organization structure, that is very easy and a simple one. But you know what? Based on this organization structure only, your inheritance concept will be again analyzed. So it is very, very important. These are the things that we are going to discuss tomorrow. The 1 hour may not be sufficient to discuss about all these things. Maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, first half an hour. And after that, our practicals will start. The moment our practicals will start further, All these concepts will be used from day 1 to last day, till last day. Understand? So these are very, very important. Just people will make so many mistakes only while choosing the context. Context is related to these things only. So you need to learn the fundamentals before you are going to work on. Actually, without teaching these things also, I can teach you by using App Studio. If you're using App Studio, these all will not come into picture. But we discussed about reusability, easy to extend, all that. No, you want to achieve reusability and all. If you want to achieve reusability, you need inheritance concept. You need inheritance concept. You want to design transaction model and all, you need concrete classes. Non-transaction, abstract classes. Reusability, again, abstract classes will come into picture. So the whatever the reusability topic I told you, to achieve that, we need to learn about these things. Conceptually, you need to know. No syntaxes, no programming, nothing. Okay. These are very, very important. Don't miss the class tomorrow at any cost. If you're missing, then depend on the video, but do not miss the class. Okay. Any doubts or any questions about what we have discussed? It's a general information, right? It's a general information. Let's go here. So do you need to learn about all these things and know about all these things being a Pega developer? Yes. In manager round of interview, he will ask you, okay, who will do deployments in your project? Question. Maybe technical also they will ask you, who will do deployments in your project? What you'll say? If you are a real-time resource, you should say no. Who will do deployment? So we have a release management or DevOps team. They will take care of the deployments. They will take care of the deployments. Okay. So like that, they may ask you some questions related to this. That's why I'm telling. Okay. 625. I will go here. Not 625. It is not there. Just give me 1 minute. Oh, yours I know. What is your application? I know. So maybe if I have questions on server environments, that's fine. Okay, I'll add some questions here in the interview questions document. Requirements after interview question documents. I can add some questions here. Okay, so just above this I will add, because I have covered here no application. Above this, I'm going to add server environments. What is that? Server environments. These questions also you need to prepare through. It will help you in the interviews definitely. So what are different servers that you have in your project? Okay, one question. So as a developer, okay, what is the server? What is the server on which you are currently working? What server?
Development server.
Development.
You are going to project yourself as a developer, no? So definitely you will be working on which server? Development server only. Okay. So who will do testing? Who will be doing testing in your project? In your project, you are going to do, or someone else is going to do?
Unit testing is done by the developer. Remaining
Unit
testing is done by the QA team.
QA and UAT testing will be done by QA team. Who will do deployments in your project? Okay, release management team or DevOps team is there. They will take care of the deployment process in our project. I think this is pretty much fair enough. 4 questions, if you know, that's very good. And actually the numbers I have given 1, 2, 3 numbers. These numbers again will come in the advanced topics called security. Okay, that's why I told you order is very, very important. Post-production will not come into picture. Sandbox, development, QA, UAT, production. In our technical security rules, post-production will not be there. So these 5 at least you need to remember. Okay. Okay, good. I will add these documents and we will share you. As our team has already got back to you regarding 2 things. One is installation of software. By this time, everyone would have done the installation process and your system should be ready. So those who have not yet completed the yesterday's requirement of creating new application of framework implementation, finish by today and send me this last. I'm asking only last screenshot. You are sending all screenshots. My phone will become full. Okay, only send me last screenshot of your implementation application login. I am done with framework and implementation. Okay, otherwise framework screenshot, implementation screenshot. And finally, what you have done, just draft it and share it to me. That is pretty much fair enough. So we'll go like this for everyday assignments and we'll review if you have any issues. And you need to always send that only on this number. Which number yesterday I have given? Which number?
The admin number.
Somewhere I have given.
903.
maybe in the class notes. Yeah, this number only. Okay, this number only you have to send the requirement. Okay, the first number is for admin. Some people have sent on this. No, this number only. Okay, then we'll be responding. Okay, clear everyone? So those who have not yet finished a day one requirement. Day one means first practical. Please finish at any cost by today end of day. There is no compromise. Okay, every day like this only I will be reviewing your tasks. Okay, if you have any issues anyhow you'll come back to me. But daily practice is very, very important. That's why I am giving you target of every day. How long you have spent on this topic? Practical. You are able to do it in maximum 15 to 20 minutes now. And again, one more time, 5 more minutes. So 30 minutes you have taken hardly. But your preparation for interview questions also you should need to spend time. So make sure you sit for 1 hour and do it. After practical is done, do not throw away your laptop. Okay. Practical is for implementation. Interview point of view and remembering is also very, very important. Do as much as revision as possible. Okay. I'm going to wind up for today. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. So which studio we are going to work on first? First Dev Studio will give a kickstart. Then slowly we'll get into App Studio. We are going to work on Pega 24.2, correct? Completely Dev Studio only will use. We will take a promise that we do not want to use the App Studio, completely App Studio. In 24.2, we will use App Studio only. We will take a promise that we don't want to use Dev Studio that time. And we'll finish everything from App Studio. Okay, most of the things. Any doubts, any questions? Okay. So those who have completed fees payments, you might have received a response from our team. If you have not yet completed your fees payment, please do it by end of day today, max by tomorrow, as I told you. But better you do it before the deadline. At the end of the day, don't come and say that I need 1 more day like that. That's why I'm telling you, please do it just before the deadline itself, and you will get the access to everything. Okay. So I'm going to close the meeting for today. Thank you for joining, everyone. So we'll see that meeting link issue. Today we'll see and what is happening and all. You will receive a meeting link tomorrow. Use that link to join. Probably something wrong happened.
Sir,
Okay,
the payment receipt we need to send to that admin guys only, right?
Yes, admin only always. You need to call. See, it is very easy to differentiate between these two numbers for what we need to reach out. Only remember that Pega doubts, Pega assignment submission, any technical question you have, reach out to this number. As of now, mentor number I will give you after some time. Okay. So that's what you need to reach out actually. But okay, as of now, what is this number? Anything else, that number only. Admin number only. Installation issue, fees payment screenshot. Anything you will contact always admin only. Better you always contact admin, except I have some doubt in Pega. I need career guidance. I need resume preparation guidance. For that only you contact on this number. Okay, understand clear everyone? Okay, this is my number. Okay, fine. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you. Okay.